Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bill and Jerry's excellent podcast, aka Spilling the Career Tea. We're delighted to have with us two guests for this episode. Allison McWilliams, who some of you may have already seen on episode number 11 or 12. You gave us so much great material. And I'm thrilled to introduce my good friend Lindsay Sosnik here, who is going to introduce herself in a moment. But Lindsay is our early career professional. Welcome, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Who are you? What's going on?
So I'm Lindsay. I'm from Long Island, New York. I went to the University of Florida where I got my bachelor's in finance with a minor in history, and then was able to get a combined degree master's in international business. Going into kind of finance in my career, I kind of had an open mind, which has had its advantages and disadvantages because there's so many different departments within financial institutions, and I didn't really know which one I belonged in. So starting in my sophomore year, I started applying for junior year internships, just getting ahead of it. At that point, I had taken one finance class. So literally putting into Google, like, finance internships. Wound up finding financial management internship at Bank of America, which I luckily got the interview for. And then the hiring manager actually told me what made him hire me was my eagerness to learn and how much I expressed that. So I interned there junior year going into senior year in the financial management analyst program, and then got the return offer. But within that summer, I kind of took the time to network and find my passion, which was either risk management or relationship management, which was kind of client facing. So I declined the return offer and took the time to search for something in risk or something in relationship management. And that's how I found the Citibank 2-year rotational risk management program that I just finished in September. And I'm starting a new role as a relationship associate in the commercial bank in the upcoming couple of weeks, which I feel like is the place where I truly belonged. And that couldn't have happened without the experience that I have in other areas and the research that I've done to find the area that I truly belong.
Yeah, so Allison, given what you've told us already, right, here's not too many people turn down their return offer, but to the themes you've mentioned, figuring out what you really want to do and having that idea of what's important to you, right? As you think about that, right? Do you hear about people turning down returns?
Well, I think certainly, but I think it just takes so much courage to do that, right?
Because it was definitely the easy way out to take it, just going into senior year knowing, like, I don't have to worry.
That's right.
But I also didn't want to graduate and think about, like, going into a job or the next 2-year rotations of my life that I wasn't looking forward to.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I just think, I mean, hats off to you for doing that. I'm also really struck by I just put into Google and then I ended up at Bank of America. You know?
Did you utilize the career services at University of Florida?
Does it exist there? No,
it's such a big school, but I definitely utilized the career services. But at that point, I had literally taken one finance course. So it was just hard to know the different areas within finance. Like at Citibank, we have the treasury area, we have the commercial bank, corporates, investor relations, and then we have the risk functions, and I didn't even know as a sophomore that all of those existed. Yeah. So finding what to look at was definitely
right. Let's break it down a little bit. So you did an internship with Bank of America, got the return offer, didn't accept it, went to Citi as an intern?
No, full-time.
Oh, full-time in
the 2-year risk management rotational program.
Great. And then Citi wanted to move you around?
Yes. So at the end of my program, I got the opportunity to be on 2 different teams. this was big news back in 2024, but Citi had a bunch of layoffs. And within their layoffs, they decided to move people that weren't essential to New York to lower budgeted cost places, such as Tampa, Jacksonville, Dallas, Buffalo. So my team that I had a great relationship with and really enjoyed working with were like, we want to give you this assistant vice president offer as you're coming out of the program, but we can't give it to you in New York.
Oops.
And my whole life's here. So I kind of from there was like, all right, this is a sign that like I've enjoyed the past 2 years, but like let me go find what I'm so passionate about, and I could wake up every day and be like, this isn't just a 9-to-5 job, and I want to kind of make this role the rest of my life. So I started networking throughout Citi, and that's how I found the role that I'm in now. But it definitely took a lot of risk denying the offer. I got an offer to be an executive assistant within data. So it was just like managing calendars, getting lunch, which would have kept me employed, of course, as the program was ending because I had this timeline working against me. But I was very determined to like get what I wanted at the end of the day and find a position where I felt like I could see myself for the long term. So it was definitely a risk, but I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to come back to how you approach that. And I was involved with you and heard all your stressful drama during that time. So congrats. But I want to go back to, what was your major again?
Finance.
You were finance at University of Florida. You know we're from the U, and we say it every time. We beat you guys in football.
We won't hold it against her.
We're not going to hold it against you.
And Allison is an ACC foe, but we won't hold that against her.
They're playing some pretty good ball.
They're doing. We've got a new coach, so we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I'm also, I'm a Georgia fan, so there's also that. And you stole our quarterback.
We
so
did.
There's also
and so
that.
far, Mr. Beck is doing okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
We'll see what happens tomorrow night against Louisville. But so let me go back to, right? How did you get the B of A opportunity? Random or through a network?
Through research, just looking at
You randomly applied?
finance internships, Bank of America, at big financial institutions that I was aware of. So Bank of America, Citi, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, and I was interviewing for UBS as well. So definitely just like doing my research. And
But did you have a network?
no, just cold applying.
You know that's unique.
It's very,
these days, right?
I was so grateful to get that opportunity.
And how many rounds did you go through for the summer internship of interviews
2.
with B of A?
Yeah, just 2.
Super day, second one, or no? Meeting?
No, meeting the hiring manager. It wasn't an insane super day.
All right. I mean,
I would like to see that application that she cold applied with to see.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
Right?
Yeah. Especially going through like the time that I was just going through looking to make the pivot. Like I know that like that doesn't happen anymore. I guess I just got lucky.
Well, it doesn't happen anymore. This was a year ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
2021.
just happened.
Random apply. I don't know what you think, Allison.
Yeah.
I always say random, today's environment, 10 to 15%, don't hold me on the math, you're even going to get any feedback, let alone without a networking connection, an opportunity to interview.
Yeah.
You agree? What do you think?
Yes. And I think there's a couple of things. Number one is, clearly there's something in your application. You clearly have a great resume. And also I think you got pretty lucky, right? Which is fantastic. And I would say, because like this day and age, if you're not networking, no one's even going to see it. And at the same time, I've had the opportunity to sit in several panels with recruiters recently talking about their frustration on their side of things with all the ATS and the easy apply, and they're getting flooded with it. And the thing that they come up say again and again and again is you've got to figure out a way to differentiate yourself, right? Yeah. And if you are one of 1,000 applications that are coming in through a LinkedIn easy apply button, I'm probably not going to look at that, right? And that's, again, where the networking piece comes in. But as I hear you talk, maybe not for that first one. I don't know what happened there, but I'm thrilled for you.
That was Indeed, not LinkedIn.
But I mean, still, I'm thrilled for you because I don't know what happened there. But what I bet is happening at this point is people are seeing, okay, this person is going after it, is, making things happen for herself, has good experience. Clearly, they liked your work, or people wouldn't keep offering other opportunities to you. But, you're a learner, you're relational, you're going after what you want. And those are things that employers are looking for, right, in this day and age. So all of that is to your benefit as well.
For sure.
And building it to your credit, and let's go back, I'm a Citi guy, and now you're a Citi person, but you told me the B of A culture and experience was a positive one for you. You met good people there.
I met great
over
people.
that summer, right?
Yes.
But you decided, I'm not sure this is the role for me.
100%.
And you took a risk.
Yes, it was definitely one of the biggest risks and the best risks that I took because I wound up at Citi.
Yeah.
What is it about, you said you found your passion, which was for this, relationship management, risk management. What is it about it that
I
you're
love
drawn
talking to people. I love creating relationships. I'm so not the type of person who loves to sit behind a computer all day.
Okay.
But something about risk just really clicks for me. Like assessing that risk and even going beyond that, why something or why a decision is risky and what can counteract that. So I felt like I understood it so much. And that's why I wanted to go into the risk management program. And it was a great 2 years. But I did have that itch to be client facing and to want to speak to people all day. So I wanted to take the skills and the knowledge and kind of the talent of being able to assess risk and bring it into a client facing role where I could maybe do that for people and kind of help the bank make more of a name of itself.
Yeah. Now, I know this because we connected. They don't, but we can tell this story, right?
Yeah.
When you turned down B of A, you were at UF as a senior at that point, and a very good friend of mine has a daughter, Emily, right?
Yes.
Going to UF, and we got introduced. Yes.
I said she's also in finance, and I was like, it's December. I rejected my return offer. I think I screwed myself. I'm not sure what to do. And she was like, reach out to Bill. And we kind of worked together from there.
Yeah. But what was unique, and we all know this, right? Getting an analyst program offer when you haven't summered in finance
100%.
anyway is hard.
Yeah.
Because we all know that 90% is return offer. But you persevered, and we connected you to the risk program.
Yes. And they tried at B of A to connect me to their risk and relationship management program, but it was filled by the summer analyst that took the return offer. But it wound up working out, and it was definitely a risk and something I overcame.
Yeah. One of the things, again, that I know that you do, and you hit on it, Allison, is the preparation and the perseverance to get what you think would be great for you. Talk to us, but more to the students out there. What did you do differently? Even think about this latest as you went through the drama, right?
Yeah.
What did you do differently to distinguish? You did a lot of things.
Yeah.
Tell the audience.
I think that right now is a time where it's increasingly harder to get a role, and the amount of work that you have to do to prepare for an interview, it's just like both growing together, obviously. So for that B of A interview, I definitely prepared like why B of A, why financial management, how eager I was to learn because at that point I didn't really have work experience. Then going into Citi, why I wanted to work at Citi, why risk was interesting to me and what I knew about risk. But then also on top of that, I did want to highlight something that was impressive, which I did get that return offer, and maybe say like, I decided to turn it down because of this program that Citi has. So then going into my next pivot that I was just trying to take outside of risk into relationship management, I was preparing the same way. Why relationship management? Why the commercial bank? Why do I want to stay at Citi? And then I wasn't going to sit here and like negatively talk on risk. I had a great 2 years, but why leaving risk and what am I taking from there to relationship management? So I did that preparation, and it's not that I was doing anything wrong, I like to tell myself, but I didn't have the direct experience in relationship management. And something that's different from the internship and the analyst program was both of those were technically like rotational programs. So there was more than one spot. Applying outside of the program, there was one spot. So it wasn't that like maybe people didn't think I was good enough for it, but there was just someone who had more direct experience. And like, how can I blame a hiring manager for giving someone who's directly done more of the tasks than I've done? And I'm just coming in and I want to learn. It only takes you so far when these are the people you're competing against. So I kind of had to find a way to make myself stand out even more. So it was just going that extra length. And I made my own portfolio. So kind of just like what I learned about the team, because I was doing networking and I'd get on these interviews and be like, I've met with over 100 individuals within your department, but it really, that there was nothing for them to visualize. Goes in one ear, out the other when they're getting on the phone with someone else who's like, I've done this for 2 years. Like I seem like nothing for talking to people. So definitely putting it on like a whole PowerPoint and creating a portfolio and just saying like, this is what I've learned from speaking to those people and making those visuals like kind of have one of the visuals that I had and I loved is like I put the role in the middle and kind of have the internal and external stakeholders that you'd be speaking to out so they could just understand the work that I've done to understand the role. And then outside of that, just speaking on why am I interested, what I know about what's going on in the market right now, and then how that's related to the job. And then outside of that portfolio, I would do like transferable skills. So instead of saying I don't have direct experience, I'd say I do have internal stakeholder management, which is talking to people not on my team in risk, which would help me in this role when talking to clients because I'm familiar.
A unique value proposition.
Yes.
So this is what we teach. I call it the VICC, VICC, unique value proposition, intent and credibility. And you definitely acted intentionally and you created credibility because you could say, hey, I had a job offer. It wasn't right for me. Now I'm here.
Yeah.
That gives you credibility. And then confidence.
Yeah.
So where did this confidence come from?
I owe a lot of it to my second rotation manager. We still text, even with me like being in this weird unemployed phase, moving from off the rotational program to my next job. The hiring manager that just hired me, I put time on his calendar to say like, hey, I just applied to a role on your team. There's so much about me you're not going to get on a resume. You're just going to see risk. I can't put that I know all of this information about your team on my resume. I don't have a certified position. Would love to connect on Zoom to kind of talk about what you don't get from me from a piece of paper. And I think that kind of solidified it for me, and it was definitely very impressive to take that initiative. So the results that have happened for me from taking the initiative had made me really confident, but also my second rotational manager riding for me. If she knew that I had had a conversation with someone and I thought it went well, or I really wanted a role on their team, she would reach out and be like, if I could give Lindsay, the email would literally say, if I could give Lindsay a role in New York, I would hire her in a second. And I feel like that was just like really selling how much of a like good aspect or good contribution to the team that I am.
Yeah, and I'm from Long Island as well, from Roslyn, you are, right?
Yes.
Jacksonville or Tampa, no disrespect to those cities. It just wasn't going to happen.
I'm in a lease here, and I don't know, my family's here, my friends are here. I love the city headquarters in New York, so I definitely wanted to stay.
Yeah. But one of the things, I don't know if they picked up on that, internally, you put yourself on the hiring manager's calendar.
Yes.
He didn't know you. This is Shanti?
Yes.
Yeah. He didn't know you. And he said, what? I'm going to meet you, or I'm going to, what happened?
He accepted the call, and then I kind of got on the call, gave him the background about myself, my time in risk, and then the work that I've done to learn about the open role on his team and the internal stakeholders, external stakeholders they work with. And he was like, I'm very impressed by this, taking the initiative. I'm actually coming to New York next week because he's down in the New York office. Let's grab coffee. And introduced me to 3 different people on the team. A 30-minute meeting in person wound up being an hour. So I think like just taking that one step, you don't know where it's going to take you, because from there, he reached out to my second rotation manager, who only had the best things to say and only helped my case. So that was just like so awesome. And I guess it really wouldn't have happened, because if I didn't reach out, he would have looked at a resume, saw 2 years in risk,
Next,
and would have been like,
Right.
So do you think these are skills you had and you didn't know you had them, or did you acquire them? Because I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing. It took a lot of confidence for you to even cold apply to Bank of America.
yeah.
A lot of students would have said, "Oh, I'm not in a program. I'm not getting responses. I'm not going to do this."
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely confidence that I've always had, or motivation that I've always had, at least.
Where did you get that?
Yeah, where's the influence coming from?
I think it's very like self-motivated. I'm very independent. Like I'm not the type of person that's like really depending on anyone to kind of give me an offer or kind of like get me anywhere. It's great that like some people just have things handed to them, but I'm the type of person that doesn't expect that. So it's really like, if I want something, like I'm going to go after it and get it. And it's not just limited to like the job world. It's like anywhere. I'm kind of very self-motivated.
I think it's also interesting, though, that you learned how to market yourself, right? And this is something that we talk about a lot with our alumni, and certainly with our students, but definitely in my role with alumni is, you know, your resume is your chief marketing document, right? And if you are lucky, somebody is going to spend about 10 seconds on it. Yep. And you have got to figure out a way to convey to people why they should want to hire you. And as I hear you talking, like it wasn't you saying what I see a lot, and I'm sure you do too, right? Which is, here's all the reasons why this job is good for me. And I always say, like, yeah, they know, right? They know it's a good job. They know it's great for you. Right. Why are you good for them? Exactly. Why should you want? And so all of that content that you put together, you know, this is how, let me tell you exactly how my skills transfer over here, right? Like, don't make a hiring manager do that work for you, because they're not going to, right? And so you did all of that work. And I mean, like, it's just so impressive. I'm sitting there like, I would hire you. Like, this is great. I don't even work in this area, and I would hire you.